Hello everybody, all my fans out there. Got a great video for you today. Hope you put a tea because it's another long video from Phil. Hope you all got your tea out there. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Got fan mail for you, Phil's fan mail corner for you. My letters from my fans today. And my secretaries have all opened them. Carol, one of my secretaries, she's wrote a letter. That's going to be my first letter. What we're going to read out from my secretary, who lives with us at the haunted house. That's our first letter today. And then we're going to, end of this long video, do some angel card readings for you. So I want to mention that other video I did. Didn't I get serious the last video I did on spiritual warfare? Oh, wasn't I serious about that? But it's something I really believed in. It really is. If anyone of my fans were bothered about that, what I was saying about that, remember that we all have our own point of views, and we all have our own views about anything. So, you know, everybody's got their own views. You have out there, and I have, and many other people. So don't take things to heart, and remember always to have fun and don't take things so serious. But I was serious in that video, wasn't I? So we'll get on, because time's time, and I want to get these letters from my fans. I love Phil's fan corner. I really do. I just love it. Right, my first letter is from my secretary, Carol. And here's Carol. I'll show you Carol. There she is, bless her. She's in the haunted house. Can you see her? Frightened. She's scared stiff. She really is. She's frightened as all. That were taken a second day we moved into the haunted house. And she saw something, and she's just terrified. That's Carol, my secretary. Right. Oh, by the way, we had to have exorcists. I'll show you. We had to have exorcist tour and all there. These cards are from the haunted tarot, the haunted house tarot. Can you see Carol there with arms up, and priest doing exorcism on her. We just thought we had to have exorcists on her. We thought she was possessed at some time. Bless her. Right. Well, what my secretary's saying. Dear Phil, as we all have moved into the haunted house, have you seen the ghost? Have you seen the twin ghosts on the landing near the grandfather clock? Yes, I have, Carol. I've seen it many a times. I've seen the twins many a times down there. They just stand there together. They don't say no. They just look at you. And here we have the twins. It's somewhat like out of Shining. Do you remember the twins in Shining down the corridor? That's the twins from the haunted house tarot. I'll just get the right deck. These cards, by the way, from this deck. Try to get them right for you. It's falling all over. It's from that deck, and it's Tarot of the Haunted House. What the cards are from. Now this is what Carol's on about. We just see these two twins down the hallway near the grandfather clock. I've seen them many times. They just stare at you. They don't say no. Just like the twins in The Shining. Yes, I have seen it, Carol. You're not on your own. I know we had exorcists and priests doing exorcisms on you, but you are telling the truth. I'm getting up other cards. Ooh. And we saw this doll. in a cupboard in his haunted house. Isn't that awful? Isn't that a scary doll? There are all sorts in. We've got vampires, witches, demons. There's everything in this haunted house what we've moved into. But it's going to make our card readings and that in the near future. I'm going to try and keep camera still, Phil. Keep camera still, my guides are telling me. And we also saw this in cellar. The skeleton. We broke this wall down, this panel, and we found skeleton upside down in haunted house. So yes, Carol, you're not going funny, and I'm sorry for us getting the priest in to exercise you, but you was talking some awful languages what you never knew yourself. You couldn't even speak, and that some Latin languages coming out and all sorts, demons coming out from you, Carol. So we had to have your exorcism on you. Thank you for your letter. Wasn't that a good letter? Time's time. Let's move on. Right, who we got? Oh, bless Carol. Bless her. Bless her. Right, this is Mrs. Chocolate. Dear Phil. And she sent me some chocolate. Well, she sent me quite a few bars of chocolate in like a... I think she sent me them. I've noticed there's Santa on it, Mrs. Chocolate. Can you see Santa? That is not the true spirit. We have to get out of this idea of the true spirit, Mrs. Chocolate. The true spirit of Christmas. There's a proper Christmas card. Christmas blessings. Can you see baby Jesus there, Mary, Joseph? A little baby lamb looking at Jesus. It's birth of Jesus Christ is the true meaning of Christmas. That is what the true meaning is. And she goes on. She said, Phil, can I have a card later on? And she says, do you believe in Christmas and that? Yes, I do believe in Christmas, Mrs. Chocolate. I really do, and I always have done since I was a little boy. I've always believed in Christmas, and I think everybody else should have known. It's a great holiday. It's not just buying presents, is it, and having fun and drinking and going to parties. There's a true meaning of it, in it. It's like we says, it's the birth of Jesus Christ. So thank you for your letter, Mrs. Chocolate, and thank you for the chocolate. Right, who else have we got? Oh, I just love it. I just love it. I'm sorry about bending down. It's so amateur in it, but you know, you get what you get with Phil, don't you? Right, my next letter. Mrs. K-Pop. Dear Phil, I am called Mrs. K-Pop. I am from South Korea. I live in Seoul. I have seen some of your playlists of Phil's Choice Female K-Pop Countdown 100. I think it is fantastic, your playlist, Phil. Are you really into K-pop, even though you are in your 60s? Well, Mrs. K-Pop, yes, I am. There's a magazine here I've got. And I've even got some books and that, and CDs of K-pop. And yes, I am in my 60s. And I believe you can listen to any type of music all around the world. Just because we're from the UK, we don't have to listen to UK music. We can listen to any type. We can listen to music from Greece, Egypt, Israel, India, Pakistan. And like I do, I listen to South Korean music, K-pop. We don't have to just stick to UK music. And you can be any age to listen to any type of music around the world. I want to point that out, you know. I've had letters to me saying, Phil, don't you think you're too old for K-pop? No, I don't. I don't think I'm too old for K-pop. I'm the granddad of K-pop, to be honest. No, I'm not too old, no. You're never too old for anything in life. Sport, any career, job-wise, music. Just because you're getting old, it doesn't mean you can't do it. It doesn't mean you have to be packed up in, and go to a nursing home and sit there in front of telly, just watching telly all day with your slippers on, or maybe in a rocking chair. Oh, if you've still got that energy and you can do still stuff, by all means, do it. Don't just pack up just because we're getting old. No. There's still life in the old man. As the saying, there's still life in the old dog, isn't there? That's the saying. Right, thank you for that letter. Thank you very much. Oh, wasn't that another good letter, eh? Just have a look at me, see what else we've got. I'm looking at time now. Time's time. Oh, we've got a letter called Mrs. Time and all here. Time's time, eh? Got a letter. Dear Phil, I am Mrs. Time. Can you please say time is time and dear Phil? I just love it when you say them. I really do. And can I have a card? Well, we've got some cards, Mrs. Time, at the end of these letters, so I'll pull you an angel card. So the first angel card will be for you, Mrs. Time. And what she says is, Phil, can you say time is time? I just love it. I've got to get on. Time is time, Mrs. Time, time. Oh, you like that. And she's always like me saying, dear Phil. I'll say that for you now, Mrs. Time. Dear Phil. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that. I really do. Right, we've got to move on. Time is time. Getting like Ken Dodd, where you can't get me off at stage. Ken Dodd were on all time, wasn't he? And you got your money's worth. Well, you're getting your money's worth here, aren't you? Because it's a free video on YouTube, and it's free to subscribe to my channel. Everything's free, even card readings are free. Oh, Phil, it don't charge for all. No, he don't believe in stuff like that. Right, let's get on. My next letter is Mrs. Kettle. Mrs. Kettle. Yes, Mrs. Kettle. Dear Phil, I am Mrs. Kettle, and I'm always putting the kettle on. Yeah, I am and all, Mrs. Kettle. I'm always having drinks of tea, even though my name is called Mrs. Kettle. I bought myself a new kettle because my kettles are always going. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I'm called Mrs. Kettle, but I'm always seem to be going through loads of kettles. Oof, I'm sorry for that, Mrs. Kettle. Well, what I wanted to know, Phil, is some advice. Can you tell me what country? With me being called Miss Kettle, I have a lot of steam coming from my kettles, don't I? Yes, you do. You usually do. Well, I want to know, Phil, what country is best for me to go to? Well, Mrs. Kettle, I think the warmest country you could go to is Greece. And I've always wanted to go to Greece myself because I like Greek mythology, you see. Oh, I'd love to go to Athens and Crete, is it? Is it called Crete? I'd love to go to Greece, I really would, and I think it is a warm country. So get yourself to Greece next year, Mrs. Kettle. And I hope your kettle don't break down. Oh, want that another good letter? All these letters from my fans there. Keep them coming, because we've got stacks in the haunted house in the cellar. We put them all there now. Just got bags and bags. It takes weeks to go through them. But we pick out the best, you see. Right, our last letter before we do the cards, angel card readings. And we've got Mrs. Broom. Mrs. Broom. Dear Phil, my name is Mrs. Broom, and I'm wanting to go into being a witch. Oh dear. Yes. We'll continue. Yes, Phil, I want to be a witch. I've always wanted to be a witch since I was a little girl. I always used to do magic and do potions and that, and I used to dress up as a witch at Halloween. Now I'm in my 30s, I think it's time I really started taking it serious and being a witch. Right, Mrs. Broom. Well, have you any advice? Well, Mrs. Broom, yes, because a lot of people think that Wicca, a witch, witches, think it's the work of the devil. And it isn't at all, because Wicca, they don't believe in the devil. They believe evil is man's own doing. And Wicca is a nature-based religion. And there's no evil whatsoever in Wicca. And all these stories and these weird things of flying in broomsticks, dancing around campfires and that, and doing rituals and all this, and conjuring up the devil. All that's from films and books from the past, innit? We're in the 21st century. No, Wicca is a real, because I've got loads of books on Wicca, and I've even got tarot cards on witches and Wicca. No, it's a good religion to go into, Mrs. Broom, a really good religion to go into. So yes, go into that. There's nothing wrong with witches, wizards, like that. You know, it's not the work of the devil. That's the Christian concept of it. You know, it's all from films and going back to the witch hunt years ago. You know, no, there's nothing. It's a decent religion. So get yourself into there and start getting some books and reading up on it, and you'll be a witch, Mrs. Broom. You'll be a witch. Well, thank you for all your letters. That was wonderful. That was wonderful. Right, time's time, innit? Let's have some cards there. Some angel card readings today. And our first card. And that is Angel of Belief. Yes, you try and believe in angels, because they do exist, and they can help you if you ask them. All you do is call them. They won't interfere with human free will, so you've got to call them. That's that card. Another angel card. Angel of Tranquility. Oh, that's a nice name, look at that. A bit shiny, so I'm having to move them about, you know, so you can get a nice look at these angel cards. And I'm going to tell you where they're from this deck after we've done this reading. Number 3, angel card. And that is a young girl. I think she's on the bed looking up to an angel. Angel of Imagination. Use your imagination. Have a bit of fun, you know. Use imagination to have fun. That's what we all need, is a bit of fun. So use your imagination with it. Another angel card here. Angel of Unity. Yeah, make sure that we're all living peacefully, friendly with each other, and also connecting with our angels and our spirit guides. Angel of Unity. Another angel card here. And that is Angel of Inspiration. Angel giving you inspiration. And our final angel card. Young girl there with headphones on, listening to music. I love listening to all types of music. Check my playlists out, there's some great music in them playlists. And my K-pop one. So that is Angel of Music. Yeah, Angel of Music. Angels wanting you to put on your favourite music, sit back with a pot of tea. After watching Phil's videos, put on some music and just enjoy yourself. And it does uplift you, doesn't it, listening to real good music, doesn't it? Put on some nice music and really enjoy it. You know, we do need to start enjoying ourselves with everything what's going off around the world at this moment. Right, time's time. I'm looking at clock now. I am getting like Ken Dodd. It's 19 minutes. I'm going to have to go, so I'll catch you on the next video. Hope you like my Christmas hat, because I keep wearing it up to Christmas, these Christmas hats. Can you hear it? I press that and it's making a little tune. Catch you later. Keep smiling. Keep safe. Bye.